hands with Carmella.
Doing coke on Carmella's ass on YouTube.
Right, when that inevitability or when the sex tape comes out and they gotta fire him. Wade Barrett up to the main roster, man.
Look,
to the moon.
I'm saying this now. Don't forget, a few months ago, Corey Graves was cleared to wrestle.
I do remember that, yes.
Corey Graves also said in the podcast he does not want to get in wrestling shape at all.
Right, but so that means
he will not be wrestling.
No, I think he'll probably do something with Carmella in an intergender tag champion.
He does that every night. He does that every night.
Well, with other people.
they might have too.
Yeah, I know. I gotta further clarify. In the ring.
Oh
man, with the wrestling gear.
Wrestling
on WWE pay-per-view. I know. I'm sorry. I had to.
Whoa, you mean premium live event? Not.
live
event. Still might happen.
You're right.
I watched Corey and Carmella, and he even mentions it on that show that he doesn't want to get in wrestling shape.
Yeah, but he could be pulling us, but he loved wrestling. Maybe now Carmella gives him enough sports entertainment that he can handle.
I tell you what'll get him in wrestling shape is when Carmella gets bored of his ass. I bet he get in wrestling shape then.
You think? Carmella doesn't seem like she. I mean, who was she with? She was with Big Cass or Enzo? No, it was
Big Cass. Yeah. All I'm saying is Corey Graves had a whole ass family that he gave up for that broad. He gonna get in wrestling shape, bro. Trust me. He got to.
Our great.
It's still the honeymoon right now. Everything's
Rotunda definitely left his whole family for JoJo.
And
I would have left my whole family too. I still would leave my whole family right now.
I said
Dog
that.
And all.
Yes.
Lulu, I love you, but allegedly.
Alleged. Thank you, Reddit.
We're gonna just add a little right there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dub. Great job.
Shout out to Dub on the editing.
Right. Other than that, though,
go ahead and put in that edit point.
Yep. You'll listen to it. You'll catch it.
2 hours and 29, 32, 33, 35.
Anywho, I would say there's a big thing. John Cena left his whole family. Everybody's leaving their whole family. Shit. Vice versa.
A scary business.
Oh yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, man, you ain't got no chance. Like I gotta be the wrestler. My girl can't be the wrestler. So I maybe know that because I'm like, look, you're not leaving my whole family.
Yeah, you don't want to
be
like
me with the kid for Brock Lesnar. I can't even kick his ass.
You don't want to be like that dude making Sasha Banks, the dude making Sasha Banks costumes that she's dating. I'd be feeling bad for that dude. I'm like, oh man,
because look where it got Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Love me some Bayley. Come
So
back.
J-Bo.
She was there too. She was in the crowd.
She's cleared to go.
Yeah, she was there at WrestleMania. I think she was trying to get her Becky Lynch moment off, but they didn't let her, so they didn't pull the trigger yet. So I think they were saving it for SmackDown.
That was her last show, right?
Which one? SmackDown.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then she got injured at a live event.
Right.
No, she got injured. No, she got injured on that training they were doing to get everybody back in road
training, not the live event. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. And I went to the first pay-per-view back. That shit was hot. That's where Big E won the championship, and Nas and J-Mo's just going crazy, guys.
So our correspondent at the Let Me Book the Pod.
Right, the new correspondent, the filth correspondent.
He's over there deep in a Reddit hole right now.
Right.
Yeah, in the wrong hole.
I hope he's got those privacy settings set to secret, folks.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
hope you're on incognito mode.
For real.
Incognito mode. Get that banana hammock out of here, J-Mo. Jesus Christ. Guys, we're going a little long, so we're gonna have to cut and push back the Jeopardy. Of course, this was such a big Wrestlemania moment. The last thing before we get out of here, we got to talk about it because Dub mentioned this. I am one of the holders of this belt. I also met with the new owner of this belt, Cameron Grimes. Is the North American Championship the best book belt in the WWE? Let's talk about it.
E-Ray, you hold the belt, so you start us off, my man.
I'm gonna say absolutely. There's a reason why I bought that belt. I could have bought the NXT Championship. I love the NXT Women's Championship. I think that's probably like the second best belt.
And you got it early in its existence, right? E? You got it early on.
I got it
early. Faith.
I think I got it there. The second champion they had, because I was like, I love this belt. The belt just spoke to me. It looked beautiful.
Old school. I like it.
Yes, it's so thick. It's just like, it's different. And every time I make it a point, every wrestling event I went to, live event, premium live event, I've brought my belt, and it gets the looks. People are just like, oh, what is that? Oh, and now they know. Before they didn't even know what it was. It's like, oh my God, what is that belt? It's like, oh shit. Now it's like, oh, that's the North American Championship. Now I've seen a few others, little posers. Some dude, I was actually in the bathroom. He's like, is that the North American Championship? And he's like, people who wearing that belt, they're gonna have to defend it. I was like, bring it. I got an open challenge. I'm ready to whip all ass. I was so hyped. It's like, I'll fucking fuck you up as soon as I put my pants back on.
Hollywood ain't ready for us next year, man. Right? I'm gonna walk around with a fucking folded. I'm gonna have a chair in my hand at all times, like just ready, either for sitting or hitting. One of the two.
Sitting or hitting, baby. I think that's the name.
Make the shirt now, Dub. Write it down.
For sitting. All right, I'll make a note of that. But no,
don't worry. By the time WrestleMania comes, we won't see that shirt. We won't have it. Probably not. He didn't even get a shirt.
Probably not. Anyways, back to this North American Championship.
Yes.
Best lineage, book title.
The lineage of this championship is incredible. I don't think they've had a bad North American champion. I think it was only one of them that I wasn't like over the moon about, no pun intended. And it wasn't Cameron Grimes. Huh?
Was it Leon Ruff?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the only person that I was like, Everybody else has held that belt. I was like, fantastic. So
I mean, when you start off with Adam Cole, you can't go wrong from there.
In a ladder match.
Match.
Crazy. I loved it. And then the guy, the one who shall not be named.
Ricochet was next.
Well, no, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He elevated once he got it, I was like, oh yes, this is the belt. Because I'm like, oh, hold up. Him, then Ricochet, then Gargano. Then I was like, man, Priest. This belt is
Priest and Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
the only reign that wasn't like crazy was the Leon Ruff reign, but it was still a fun reign. Like, because you had Johnny losing his mind.
To me, it was more so the Bronson Reed because he literally lost it immediately. Yeah, because he got called up. Because he got called up the next day. That's the one I wasn't actually. So the Leon Ruff one, I wasn't even mad at. Well, yes, I was. That's true. Because I'm like, wait, what? That's
he took
stupid.
It from Johnny with Priest's help.
And I just was like, what are you doing? Like, Priest, either go for the belt or don't. But it just didn't. It was stupid. But Bronson Reed, he had put everything together. They got rid of the thick boy gimmick, but he came out with that beautiful music. It felt so big and massive. And then he won it, but then Vince wanted him and called him up immediately. I was like, wait, what? Just to fire him. And I was like, that was dumb. So yeah, I would say this is the best championship, like lineage and book belt there is, because Carmelo Hayes kept it going and made it feel like it was something. I really wanted to have what's the name go for it? Finn Balor. I wish Finn Balor would have went for it. And I definitely want Santos to win it, because Santos had it. That he's amazing. Every time I see him, he should have won.
I think he's next up, E. He has to be next up.
He's lost so many times, but he's so good. Why. I love him.
So who do you guys associate with this title? Like, if someone said, who's the North American champion, without saying the current guy, who would you say?
Adam Cole.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh,
that's the champ I think of.
You would say Velveteen?
He was my favorite North American champion.
I would go with Roddy, honestly.
Really?
2 separate reigns with 2 separate factions. And like when Roddy held that belt, it was like they were building him up as like kind of the gasoline guy, the guy who had there's no way you're going to out cardio Roddy. He was going to work for that belt because there's no way he's going back to that trailer park.
He was like a Bret Hart IC champion.
When you think about a work rate guy, you think of Roddy. And like when you think about it, like when Undisputed Era started losing titles, Roddy was always the last one to lose his. Always.
Wait, Roddy had the Cruiserweight Championship, not the North American when he was with Diamond Mine.
Everything you said was wrong.
No.
I'm right. You're wrong. Get used to it.
Okay.
Roddy had
smoke your boots, buddy.
The hot tag.
But I mean, come on. Cruiserweight right now in NXT, NXT 2.0. It was essentially just the North American title because they cut all the cruiserweights and then they just put them both together. But when he was in the era, when he was running with the era with that belt, he was setting a pace.
But the cruiserweight is not the North American Championship.
No.
The North American Championship lineage, we got Adam Cole. Johnny Gargano would be the guy I would think of outside of Velveteen. Velveteen elevated it to like crazy heights because he was just so on, and people were like, "Oh man!" And everything he did was so old school as far as like the psychology of each match, and it was so big, grandiose. And then he came out with the Mounties and one of the takeovers.
NXT Toronto.
Oh, that was so fire! And like the spinning, everything was so big.
Hollywood Velveteen is my favorite.
Yes,
Velveteen, but yes.
Then Johnny Gargano would be the next guy I think of. Like Adam Cole's the first, but to me, I wanted so many other people to win it that it didn't compete. I was like, cool. But yeah, I think Velveteen or Johnny Gargano really stamped what the North American Championship was. I loved. I was there when I think Johnny beat.
Bronson?
No, what the hell is his name? Damn, my brain just cut off. Ricochet. No, he beat Ricochet. I was there at TakeOver Phoenix. And because he had it and it was evil Johnny, and then he took it. I was like, yes, because I was cool with Ricochet having it, but then I was even more hyped at Johnny because Johnny was doing great heel work. So yeah, just fantastic booking, man. I think that's my favorite championship. That's why I own it. I can't bring myself to buy another belt because I love that one so much and it's so unique. It's not, of course, the colorful bullshit that they put on the main NXT title. Secondly, it would be, if I was to get another belt, it would probably be the white Intercontinental belt, old school white strap, or the Winged Eagle. That bitch is beautiful. But lastly, it would be the one that's not in circulation, the undisputed title that Jericho had.
That's the one I want.
That's my baby. But
big gold belt.
No. The undisputed title.
Is very similar to the North American title. Honestly, how it's constructed.
I think the circular one or the one that was like kind of like an oval.
Kind of oval.
Kind of like an oval.
Okay, so it was the one after it was after the Stone Cold title. I call it a circle title that they after the Wing Eagle they went to the Stone Cold Championship. Yes. And then they went to this one after when the WCW and WWE title came.
Yeah, because guys were bringing both titles to the ring for a while. But when they put that on Triple H, he did that entrance once holding up both belts, and then they gave him the undisputed title.
And then Jericho.
He had to have Ric Flair's belt. That's the reason why he did that. Triple H always went into business for himself. Love your trips, but it's the facts.
But, any thoughts from you guys about the North American Championship? To final.
I agree, man. Nothing I can say different. Like there's no thought put into any booking of any title like it is for that title.
To me, it's the best book title in wrestling right now. For being honest,
every other title is as Vince would hate to hear, is just a belt. That's actually a title. It has meaning. Yeah. People have held it that actually means something in the WWE universe. So yeah.
And I actually know, unlike our host, who held the title.
Damn. I would say besides probably the AEW Heavyweight Championship, that one is also really well booked. So I'll say if we talk about outside of like all belts available, I'm with that one too, because that one's the title reigns means something. Like it doesn't just switch hands.
I think the North American title is slightly better booked.
Yes. For now, but I think it's also had a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's been around a little bit longer.
Just